as best man, I wanted to do something for the groom that would be a little different at the wedding. So I put together a little show, and it was just supposed to be kind of a toast roast sort of a thing. Mainly coming from my perspective in the matter as Ed's friend from Michigan. Michigan, in order to know where it is, you sort of need a map of the North Pole. Obviously, I was only kidding, although having a map of the whole United States is almost appropriate. And I pointed out here where Grand Rapids is, using the flashing weather ball provided by first Kevin John, and then Ed off of his website. But I wanted to tell people how I came to know Ed and a little bit about my history as his friend from Grand Rapids. So I had to tell the story of Yerkes Observatory in Geneva, Wisconsin. This is the place. It's a very historic old place. And this is what he looked like. Actually, I think he was a little bit older than that. He was about this age. And what I remember the most, he was with his father. He was with Bill. And do you remember that, Bill? Okay. I was 18. This was 1981, and there were fireflies, and I loved watching and chasing and catching fireflies because I hardly ever saw them where I lived. So I was, I don't know, 6 years older than this guy. I was running around like an idiot catching fireflies, and he was standing there with his hands in his pockets talking about politics or something, which I thought was very unusual for a kid of his age. But the strange thing was, I lost touch with him over the next 5 years, and then didn't really know who he was after that one first visit. And I've learned since then that he was quite involved with a lot of other things, including rather extensive research into puppeteering, and very successful research on top of that. And he grew older in those 5 years, and to the point where I would not have recognized him if I saw him again, and indeed I didn't recognize him. And also over those few years he was developing a stronger and stronger interest in science fiction and in film and in something we call horror fiction, which is actually a very kind of a subset of the science fiction world. And by the time I finally met him again, it was because he started working at a place where I had been working for some years, known as the Roger B. Chaffee Planetarium. Now, planetarium is a theater, you know, where we show the sky on the ceiling and talk about the constellations and things. And our programs are actually rather elaborate. They were multimedia programs requiring months and months of production work. And we did some things like laser light shows and stuff too. But that's where I saw Ed again when I finally did see him some 5 years later, and I did not recognize him. I didn't know he was the same kid that I'd seen before. He started doing a lot of our artwork for us in addition to show production and show presentation, and he was so good at it that he was the first choice of the administration for doing almost all of it. And then it came time in long about 1987 for us to work together on a production together with John Douglas, who is also here tonight, on a program of science fiction where we brought to the planetarium environment 3 different science fiction tales in an anthology format, kind of unique actually. And Ed ended up doing a lot of the artwork for that program in addition to John, and he was also involved in the actual sound editing. And it's a rather elaborate process, all the sound editing. That was me at that time. But I had to leave town, and And Ed finished the program in my absence for me, together with John, for which I am still in his debt, actually. But Ed's artwork was so good that he would just sort of do it on his own anyway, and create renditions of different things sort of at random. And that one was of this observatory where we spent a lot of time as well. And he became involved in astrophotography. There's a number of people here tonight who are also familiar with this observatory through the Grand Rapids Amateur Astronomical Association. Raise your hands.
There you go.
Okay. Astronomy is a big part of our lives. If you hadn't known that, this will make it clear to you. And Ed became very involved in astrophotography, which is one of the biggest hobbies of the amateur astronomer. Pictures of comets and things. In addition to that, he does a lot of landscape photography and terrestrial photography. Some of these are more recent, but I just included it on his website, so I thought, what the heck. And I threw this one, this is not Ed's, this is mine, but I wanted to show everybody. This is a plug. This is a plug, folks. There's going to be a total solar eclipse in 2006, and I'm trying to get as many people as I can to come with me to go see this in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay. All right, and then shortly after this presentation, we kind of parted ways. Ed went to the University of Michigan, then he went to Boston U, and then he went to California. I went to Lansing, and then I went to Detroit, and only in the last 3 years did I finally make it back out to Arizona, and we sort of reestablished contact. We were in touch a little bit during that time, but not a whole lot. But while Ed was an editor in California, of course, he did a lot of trailers for some pretty notable films. And you could say that the man was living a pretty full life. You know, he'd accomplished quite a great deal. He got a bachelor's degree, master's degree in film editing. He won some awards. And now he's actually in Hollywood doing editing. But that wasn't enough. Something was missing. His life wasn't quite complete. Yeah, he needed something. Maybe someone different. Maybe someone very different. All right, now, I gotta tell you, I had heard some stories about Dorothy before I met her, but my background is basically the same as Ed's, and I'll tell you, I've never felt I've never felt closer to a total stranger than I did when I first met Dorothy. I ran up and gave her a hug. I mean, she just makes you feel comfortable that way. She has that kind of charisma. But it is difficult to get a picture of her because she moves so quickly. You know, it's like it's always a blur. No, I'm just kidding. But I did come up with something called the Dorothy graph. Now, because she's a PhD, I would expect her to understand this. You got general enthusiasm for life and food on the x-axis, or the y-axis on the left. And you've got kinetic energy on the x-axis. Now, most people plot around here. There's a lot of enthusiasm out there, but not a lot of energy. But Dorothy plots up here. Yeah, you have a question?
Where does Ed appear on this web?
Ed? Let's see, Ed. Well, Ed's got a lot of enthusiasm, but relatively speaking, he doesn't have quite as much energy as Dorothy. I put him about here. But no, seriously, this woman is exactly what this man needed. And God, we all love her to death. We've done a few things together. We've gone abroad. We went to Ireland last year, and we've taken in some sights around Arizona, watching the meteor shower and stuff. And I'm gradually getting to know her. But this was a very good experience for me personally to get to know Dorothy better. And I appreciate it. Now I like this picture because of the way she's looking at Brian. I mean, look, it's like I don't know what you are doing with that chopstick, but I don't understand it, and you know what? I don't even care. Just a couple more images here, and then I'll let you continue.
What was that one?
That was when we went to Venice Park at Dario's birthday. And and Mary and I are both thinking, he's not really going to throw her in, is he? He's just kidding, right? But as a film editor, it was important for us to realize what this really means to Ed. And the importance of this date to commemorate it. So congratulations to both of you, and let's do it again sometime. Thank you.
That is an incredible job of Photoshop doctoring that I don't think I've ever looked like that before. And that Jim has a splendid alternative career ahead of him in special effects. Special effects if he ever chooses to acknowledge it. But thank you, Jim. You have humiliated me soundly, and I hope I can return the favor. Jim was also partly responsible for my bachelor party, which I'm told was quite astonishing. I don't know, it must have been. Other potential witnesses are behind me. So there's very little I can really add to that or change, except to say thank you to Jim and to Mary and to Dorothy, who provided so much of the entertainment. I think Dorothy should take a bow.
Thank you everybody for coming tonight.
And I really feel like you can get to know Dorothy just from that slideshow. But she has a lot of even better qualities to her too. And anyway, thank you very much, and thank you, Jim.
This is a good opportunity for me, actually, because as I was telling Mary earlier, whenever anyone gives a presentation, if they do it ad lib like I did, they always end up forgetting something they wish they had said. And the one thing I'd forgotten that I wished I had said was that the one really cool thing about Dorothy is that she loves to chase fireflies.
Got 5 days left, honey.
Oh no, we'll never be ready in time.
We got like a day-by-day account of what to do for our last week. What are we doing today? Oh, Anything you think, Mary? Security.
To drop off your wedding dress.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Drop off.
Go to AAA.
dress. We're gonna do that AAA tomorrow.
Go to the hotel.
AAA. We could do the hotel, and oh, we need a hotel. So we're gonna decorate the house on Tuesday. Great house. Today we're making spanakopita. Oh, you know, we're putting dance on every single day too, honey. Practice dance, practice dance, practice dance.
That's right. So you can be as good as I am.
Whatever. And so, what were we talking about before?
What you want to do? Shopping
Shopping. What's after shopping?
tomorrow? You mean?
Any day of the week. Let's see. Wednesday. Your parents are coming on Thursday.
At noon.
Oh, honey, we didn't start at number 12. We started at number
12.
I didn't finish yet. I'm not done yet.
Oh, I thought you had done this already. This
No,
was like-
I haven't had time. I didn't finish it up because there's too many people. And I wrote down all my mommy's people that she's inviting. There's like 120
Holy
something.
crap.
And it's all right smack in here.
Really?
Yeah, all written down.
Now you gotta fold them.
I don't want to fold them right now.
Totally up to you. I got eyes. I got imagination, haven't I? I don't know, have you? Oh, well, you pretend.
We'll be done by next weekend.
Maybe that's why there was no one for me. Because in all my life there isn't one.
That's possible. And you're a fool. Well, that's quite possible. Well, you won't be too hard on her, will you? I'll make up my own mind.